I think when I was first told that I may lose my foot, going into one of the first surgeries was one of the hardest things to hear.
Limb salvage can be and should be a very worthwhile consideration, even in the setting of severe trauma. That always requires perspective about, the ultimate outcome.
I remember waking up in the recovery room, and my wife was there, and I just remember saying, "Is it there? Is it there?"
Amputation could have potentially gotten him walking sooner, but I hesitate to think that he would have been able to do what he is doing currently with a prosthesis.
It wasn't until you saw the x-rays that you realized just how bad this was, and this was going to need a lot of reinforcement. The fear of the unknown, of not knowing what was next and what this would mean for my life if this was to be fixed or if it was not.
He was worried about, what kind of future am I going to have? I have these young kids that I want to be able to run around with.
And he explained everything to me in a way that made sense. So that's when I made my phone call to the TB12 Sports Center in Foxborough, Mass. And it was a conversation Dr. Evans and I had because he was obviously suggesting a more traditional physical therapy center, and this is where I wanted to go.
With as much financial aid and commitment that he's received from the TB12 clinic, I think it also takes a special person with clear dedication to his recovery.
I just have to dedicate myself to listen to them and their plan, and with Dr. Evans's plan to make this work for me to get better.
And it's resulted in just a tremendous recovery from an injury that is oftentimes very difficult to recover from.
We've far accelerated where Dr. Evans, I think, thought I'd be at this point. It was really helpful that Dr. Evans and I had a very open line of communication through all of it. He knew exactly where I was going, how often I was doing it, what treatments I was getting.
It has made a recovery that I marvel at. When he came in showing me that he can run pylons and wide out routes, I'm truly amazed that, wow, we had an open tibial pilon fracture in this guy who now all of a sudden can do these amazing things.
I do feel very fortunate that he was able to trust me in doing this, because inevitably I wouldn't be where I am today without his trust and without the teams around me.
We want people to get back to their very best following any injury.
You're probably never going to forget that you had open fractures and this injury has happened to you. But at the same time, I think I'm very lucky that I'm in the position where I can pretty much do almost anything I want to do now. If he wasn't there that day, I may not be here today with a left foot. So for me, I can't thank him enough for his care. I can't tell him how appreciative I am of his, not just where he was that day, but his care throughout this whole entire process. I wouldn't be working out the way I'm working out, working at a full-time job in the line of work I'm in, or doing any of these things functioning in life without having his help that day.